as I was saying that today we're going to learn how to do what? How to upload our websites on internet. It's a very, very important class because majority of people always stop at this point. They make a lot of websites on localhost, but when they reach a point of switching those websites to internet, they find a challenge, and many people always stop from there. So today is a very important class because we're going to see all the things that we've been working on offline. We're going to see how we put them on what? On internet. And we'll also learn how to manage the hosted websites, like a website which is already at hosting. How can you manage it? As you can see, we have not completed the parts of some parts of this website, like here. So in this class, we'll see how also we can manage a website on internet by completing these parts. For example, this category part. Okay. So with that much said, let us start the business. So I'm going to begin by buying a hosting. So to buy hosting, just like the way to always tell you, you just go to your Google search and search buy hosting service. So you put service, or you say buy hosting, then you put the name of your country, whether in Nigeria, whether in Uganda, whether anywhere. So you'll see the local hosting retailers who are selling the hosting services. Can you see this is for, let me show you. This is for Nigeria, this is for Nigeria, this is for Nigeria. You see, if I'm in Uganda, I can put Uganda. If I'm in Gambia, I can put Gambia. So whatever country is, there are a lot of people who are selling hosting services, who are reselling. So if you want to buy from international companies, the fast sellers, just come and search buy hosting service. Then you see the HostGator, that is very popular. There is Bluehost. There is Bluehost. You see it is here. There is WebHost. So there are so many. There are so many that are selling what? Resale hosting services. But the whole hosting service, the logic is just the same. What happened is you buy a domain, and let me show you what happens when you buy a hosting service. You purchase a what? You purchase let me show you. You purchase two things. The first thing that you purchase is a what? Is let me get a shape here. You purchase two things. So the first thing that you buy is the what? Is the domain. So this domain, members, listen carefully and try to understand. Okay? So this domain is the what? Is your link, or your URL, or your IP. Okay? This one is the one that people will use to identify you on internet. Example of these domains, we have something like www.facebook or .youtube.whatever.com. Okay, your company, maybe .com or .ug anything that is relevant to your business. Okay, so is what you call a what? A domain. So they sell you this domain separately. Okay, and then this one will help you to identify. It will help your customers or your visitors or people to identify you on internet. It will be yours only. Like if you buy it, no one else in the world can claim it or can buy it again. It will be yours forever until it expires. Okay, so it will be a unique link that will a link that will uniquely identify you on internet, the domain. Okay, so after you buy the domain, you buy what you call hosting space. We put it in the hosting. Let me call it hosting space. Okay. Okay. So this hosting space is storage for your web pages. Okay. And also the what and database. Okay, so you know our websites are made of what? Are made of files. Okay, they are made of files. So it means that those files must go somewhere where they should be stored on internet, so that if someone visits our website, they should access those files and open either on their mobile phones, on their laptops, or wherever they want them to open with them from. So we buy this hosting space separately. Also, this is just a space on a certain computer that is always on all the time. Okay, so we buy this hosting space. You can either buy hosting space alone, or you can buy this domain alone. So if you buy this hosting space, you will not be able to access it through the domain. It will be just you'll be accessing it using some numbers or digits, which you call IP. Okay, and I'll show them those numbers to you. And those numbers, they will be hard for your customers to understand. That's why what you buy domain. So once you buy these two, what they do, they connect this one. They connect it. Where is my drawing stick? I wanted to draw. I cannot see the draw. I say it, but I want to draw. Anyway, so I didn't want to do this. Okay, no problem. You can get the point. Okay, so this will be connected to this one. So if someone visits this link, he can simply access the web pages that are saved here. So I hope you're understanding. So these are two different services. They can be either sold by same company, or they can be sold by different what? By different companies. You can buy this one from another company, and we link it to another hosting space from another company. Please listen very attentively. So you can also as well buy this from another company and buy this from another company and then link them. But most of companies, they always sell the two together, because it will be simple for you. They'll just link them for you, and you will not suffer through linking these two through linking these two services, separate services. So the recommendation is always buy from from same companies. But if it is necessary for you to buy from different companies, it is okay. So me, I'm in Bangladesh right now. I'm going to search buy hosting service in Bangladesh. So I'll simply say buy hosting in Bangladesh. Hosting in Bangladesh. Okay, so if I search, you'll see there are these companies which pay for advertisement. You can see here, this is an advertisement, this is an advertisement, this is an advertisement. For me, I want this one, hostingbangladesh.com, the one that I always use. It's a very good one, and you can use it from anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are. It's just a company which is based in Bangladesh, and it is a reseller. They're just reselling. They're not the ones who are hosting this website. They don't have the server, but they buy from big server. They buy in bulk and then sell. And instead of you buying in bulk and face all the technical part, you better buy a portion from these guys, unless you have a very huge serious project. Okay, so you put here your domain that you want, or you can so here you see here, it is where we buy we place a domain that you want to buy. Okay, otherwise you can come also here to hosting, and you'll find out the hosting services that they do that they sell. So this is the space. Can you see? So every package has its own its own capabilities and limitations. So you can see here, they have in package, they call it a starter. It is only 5 GB. So like the way I told you that not all. I mean that our company. I mean our website. They occupy space. They are a group of files. So it means that not all the service that you buy will have the same space. You see, for example, this one is just 5 GB. This one it has bandwidth that's like a kind of speed of 100, and has no add-on, and then it has a CPU capability of 100%, and then it is having a RAM of 1 GB. So if many people open your website, like I'd say 1,000 people open your website in the same time, it will do what? It will stop working. Why? Because the RAM might be smaller. Okay, so we have free what? Free domain. They don't give you free domain, and a site lock, and it is a what? It is 800 taka. Okay, so you see it is having its own capabilities. And if you come here, this one is a little bit bigger from this one. It is 15 GB. It is having a limited bandwidth, something like that. You see, the capabilities are here. Also, the RAM is a little bit bigger compared to this one. Then you have this one also, unlimited SSD, unlimited bandwidth, unlimited domain. You can put as many domain as you want, and they are giving us one free domain if you purchase one from here. Okay, so you see that this package is bigger than this, and then of course the price will be what? Will be bigger. You see it has unlimited space, so you can stay there, you can store there as heavy files as you want. Okay, so it is up to your pocket to see what you should buy. So this for example, this one can be enough for what? For our simple website. So if I want to buy it, I just simply click on buy, and of course, you know what next? They'll ask me to also purchase a domain, because this hosting must be what? Must be pointed at a domain. So I can put here my domain, and I should select a name that does not exist, or a domain that has not used by anyone else. Oh, I can transfer a domain. Assume that I was having a domain from another company, I can as well transfer it. How to transfer domain? You can go and search on internet. That's your home task. How to transfer domains from one company to another. Then you can as well host from another company if you already have a domain. So if it is a new website, you can just simply put here your domain, and then you be able to to proceed. For example, let me put this one, and I check here whether I can use the domain dot whatever I want, and then I say continue, and then we'll be able to do what? To place our order. You see, the domain is separately sold, 800. I mean, that's the hosting. So if I click on continue, I hope it will not. Okay, let me click on continue. I don't want it to submit it. So this is my receipt. Okay, yeah, it is not submitted yet. Okay, yeah, it's not submitted. So what I wanted to show you is the domain is sold separately. Can you see? The domain registration is this price, 900, and then the hosting also is 800. So you see they are sold separately for 1 year, so they will be valid for one complete year, but the point is they are sold separately. Later they will join them. Okay, but you should not have the mentality that once you buy hosting it's just a one thing. No, this one even can be purchased from from another company, and this one from from a separate company. So you can continue to ship, and then place your details, and then place your order, and then call them or chat with them here, and then you pay them, and then they'll activate your services. So I'll assume that you can all do that. So I'm going to log into one of my hosting services, and it's the one that I'll use to do what? To show you.
Mubarak.
Yes, please.
So after 1 year, what should I do? Like,
you pay again.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not forever. Yeah. So I'm going to log in to one of my hosting services. So I just log in. Okay. So once you purchase, they'll send you the details of your hosting service. They send you the password to log in, and the email, everything. They send you everything. Okay, so these are my hosting, my dashboard. Even if you buy from another company, it will not be very, very different from another one. For example, I have here another hosting from another company. I think Bluehost. Yeah, it's for one of the school, for one of my clients. I wanted to log in here, and I show you how it is. You don't find that it is very, very different. No, it will be different, but not that significant difference. Okay, good. So you see I'm logging, it is Bluehost. This is an international hosting company. So here I'm logging to bluehost.com. This is a very international company. They have their own server. Okay, and here I'm logging to what? To hosting Bangladesh. So here there will be my services, and here I will have my domains. You see, there are two separate things. So let me click on my services to see the services, the hosting services that I have, because that is the most important part. With the domain, we have no big deal to do with it, because we always deal with it only when you're going to do to transfer maybe from one service to another. So you see, this one is a little bit slower, but I'll show you that it is not different. So these are hosting services that I had purchased. Okay, let me click on this one, the one that I'm going to use as an example. You see others have expired. Can you see? Let me show you. Can you see? Others have expired, so I have experience. It means that since 2019 I've been doing these things. Okay, so 2018. So, and that's the base of learning. And this one is still what? It's still active. So feel free to purchase your domains either for learning purposes or for some other purposes. Yeah, because it will not be confident to get even a client's project as your first domain to purchase. Begin with your own, mess up with it, do anything with it, all the errors, so that when you get a client, you should have got experience after messing up with your own. But it will not be good thing to mess up with your client's domain and then you become stressed when you fail to fix them. So I recommend you to buy domains and hostings for yourself, just for practicing. It's just part of the journey. All these are mine, so I've messed up with them. I've got a lot of problems and challenges and fix them and learn. So even if I get a client right now, I'll be confident to do what? To purchase for them domains. So I know a lot of corners. So this is for one of the schools. Okay, it is for hosting Bluehost. Okay, so if you see here, it is a little bit different from this one. So we have here my domains, my what. If you click here on advanced, it's not that different. It's just slightly different. You see the domains are here, right? So if I click here, you see if I click on advanced, I'll get a cPanel. Now here, if you want to access the cPanel means control panel. You first go to your services and click in your services. Let me show you. You go to your services and click here in the middle, not on the name of the domain. You click here in the middle, in the middle of it, and then after clicking the middle of it, then you click on what? Login to cPanel. Then it will take you to the cPanel. cPanel means control panel, a place where you can control everything from. So you can see, this is my cPanel. I'll have a lot of things that I can do here, and this is the hosting, Bluehosting cPanel. Also, they have a lot of things that they can do here. So you can buy your own and then practice. Wait. And use it to practice. Okay, I've logged into a wrong one. Let me log into another one. This one I don't use it for some reason. Let me log in with another one. How do you log out? So here the cPanel, among the things that you have in the cPanel, they are separated in different levels. Let me log in with the what? With another time now. I mean with a better email. Let me first log out. Let me log in again. Yeah, I wanted this one. Okay, so yeah, this cPanel is separated in different ways. Let me first close this and this. This is the cPanel for Bluehost. Not very different. So I'll click on what? On my services, Is it the same? Did I log out really? I did not log out. Okay, let me see. I have to log out to another one. I'm wasting your time, but okay, let me log out with this one. So I click here in the middle. And then you click here login to cPanel if you want to access your control panel. And then this is where you'll have your what? Your hosting services, everything from here. So I'm going to show you a few things, not everything. So you have here the files. Here it is a place where you can manage your files. Okay, want to manage the file, the images, the directory privacy, like setting privacy to directories, and FTP accounts. All of them will be managed in this section. So the backup, if you want to do the backup things, you can manage them from this section. Like in case you want to be backing up your website, that if it crashes, you should have the backup. You can manage this backup from these parts. And then you have the billing, like how much is remaining. You want to renew, you want to add on the space on your services, you can do these service points from here. Pretty straightforward. You have the databases, like want to manage the databases and the rest. You see this section is here. Then you have the domains, like you want to manage your domain, the .com. You want to transfer your domain to another hosting. You want to add another domain on this very hosting. You can do these things from what? From here. You have the emails, like you want to make the emails of your company. Like someone should have an email of so and so at yourcompany.com. For example, Muhindo at hadijaschools.com. If the Hadija has some schools, so you can make those emails from here. We can have like those things of iutdaka.edu. You can do those things from here. Muhindo Mbarak at iutdaka.edu. Something like that. You can do these emails from here. The metrics, it is showing the statistics of the visitors that are visiting your website and the rest. They're being shown here. Then you have the security. This is the security one to stop people from what? From visiting your website, or you want to block some IPs that are visiting your website and the rest. You can do these things from here. Then you have the softwares. These softwares can help you to install WordPress. It can help you to manage your PHP. For example, you remember the software that you use to install WordPress in our websites. So you can use this one from here. Those are softwares. You can come and explore them. We have the advanced. These are like cron jobs. You don't know cron jobs. They use like to automate something. If you want to be automating something automatically, you can use this cron job. Like even the antiviruses are here. You want to change the passwords and the rest, these are settings. You can change them from here. You want to add a different user, you can do these things from here. So here are other softwares that you can find helpful. For example, you want to install WordPress, you want to install Joomla, you want to install Laravel, you want to install other softwares on your website. You can use this one from here. And these are different categories of softwares. So that is a summary of what? Of your control panel. Not every control panel will have it. For example, this is the control panel from what? From hosting, from Blue Hosting. You can see it's a little bit different from the other one, and this one's it is lacking some stuff. Yeah. Do you have Softpedia? Yeah, Softuchulas. I don't know how to read this thing. I always call it Softpedia. Softuchulas. This one. Softuchulas. Whatever I call it. It's the one that we use to do that install. Okay, I call it Softpedia. So this one you can also manage. It's not that shallow, but it has also a lot of things. So here you'll see, here on this side you'll see the standing of your website. For example, here I have unlimited space. You see, I've used only 2 GB and they are unlimited. You see, up to infinity space that is remaining. File usage is also unlimited. My SQL database is also unlimited. So you'll find that the statistics of your website are here. Also the statistics of my website is here. The files usage, they are limited here. See, they are warning already. This is the main domain, the primary domain. Like you can see here, the primary domain, the main domain of this company, of this hosting is here. So your main domain that is connected to this one, it will be here. And the rest, okay, directory, this is the IP, like the way I told you that this hosting will have what you call what? You'll have what you call IP, okay, but this IP will be a complicated number that your customers cannot simply understand. That's why, but you can use it also to access your website. That's why they give you what? That's why we need a what? A domain. Why? Because our customers cannot simply access our website using the what? Using the IP. Let me try to visit my IP and see what will happen. Okay, I'm visiting my IP directly and see. It's not opening even. So that's it. Now, this is the IP. You see, it cannot even open. It cannot open. But the IP is an internet protocol address that is pointing at your what? At your hosting in the whole world. This is the own IP that is pointing at the hosting. So what they do, they connect this domain with your IP, so people can simply access your storage IP using your what? Your domain. That's how things work. So here you can see how your email and how your hosting services are standing. Okay, so physical memory, I have, I don't know, 3 GB remaining, something like that, the memory that I've used at this moment. So at this moment only I'm using 4 GB of the RAM. So if a lot of people visit my website, it will end up being what? It will end up shutting down. Why? Because my RAM is what? Is limited. Okay, so that's it. Now let us see how we can upload. You can come and play with these things, just like I told you. Come and play and see how you can create emails. Also, you can as well search on internet in case you want to do something and I did not teach it to you. You can search it, for example, how to create custom email address using domain. You can search anything that you understand. Okay, so you'll find here the steps that it will take. You can also as well search on YouTube, and you'll find anything that you want. In case you want to search about anything, FTP, anything, you can search on YouTube and then they'll tell you what it does. So without wasting much time, we are going to upload we're going to upload our website. So first of all, we need a space. So you can also create subdomains. I think I discussed those subdomain in other videos, like having a subdomain to be part of your domain, and to be part of your domain, like you have a subdomain. I don't know, I should explain. A subdomain, like having a part of your domain before your domain. Like you can say here, this domain is what? Is UGnews24. Okay, so you can create something like bd.ugnews24. For example, if I want to do something for another, I can say blog.ugnews24. It means that it is a subdomain of blog, but it is under your what? Under your UGnews24 or your what? Your domain. So those subdomains, they're also straightforward. You can as well create them. But for me, I'll not use those subdomain. I'm just going to use. Okay, let me use subdomain. I don't know. Maybe let us use subdomain because I already have a what? A main domain. I can also as well create another domain on part of this domain. Okay, it's also allowed. So if I want to create a domain, you have two things. You have add-on and a subdomain. A add-on is the one that is after the domain, and a subdomain is the one that is before the what? The main domain. So let me create a subdomain. So to create a subdomain, I just simply click here. So it will process. The problem with subdomain, they always delay to become active. So I'm going to create here a domain. So this domain will be behind my what? Behind my project name. Okay. So I'm going to call it. How should I call it? Let me call it BD, or I can call it news@ugnews24.info, or I can call it anything that I want. Okay, let me call it blog. Okay, so it's going to be blog.ugnews24.info, something like that. Then here they'll tell me where I want to store these files. Okay, this is the directory in my storage where they're suggesting that I should store my files, but I can as well specify another directory or another file storage, because let me go to the main storage here. Let me go to the files. So to go to files, just simply click on file manager and you'll be able to see the file structure of your website. So if you purchase your own domain, the first very domain, you don't need to create a subdomain. And all the things that you purchase in the first domain, they'll come here. The default domain, they'll come in what? In public HTML here. Public HTML is where everything will come. But if you create a subdomain, you'll find that these subdomain have been created. They'll create their own space outside here, outside the public HTML. Okay. So let me create a subdomain, okay, and it's going to have to be stored on top, just on very top, and it will have this name, blog.ugnews24.info. Okay, so I then say create to process. Something is wrong. There was a problem with DNS. I cannot create subdomains here because there's some issues. I'm using separate hostings, so I have to create it manually. So that's how we create subdomains that I want to create manually. So I'm going just to create a folder inside blog, and so I'm going to put my website inside. It is a little bit hectic because complicated because I'm doing what? I'm already having another main website there. That's why it's finding it a little bit complicated. So I'm going to go to file manager here. File manager. You can see this is file manager. So I'll go to public HTML. It is where my domain will be contained. I'm going to create here a separate folder, and this separate folder is where I'm going to put my other new website. So to create a separate folder, you can as well just click on create folder here, and they'll tell you it's going to come in in a public HTML. I say no problem. So let me call this website blog. Okay, or can call it BD News. Let me call it BD News, just like the way it was on offline. BD News. Okay, so if I create this folder, so what does it mean? It means that I've added one more folder on my hosting, which is BD News. You can see it here. Where is it? You see, it is here. So if I open it, you'll find here this folder is still empty. So let me try to visit my website, okay, which is ugnews24.info. So that is the website, and I'm going to put stroke the folder that I've just created. Okay, so let me put stroke the folder that I've created. So if I put stroke, because this main website is pointing at at main storage, in public HTML. But remember, inside this public HTML, I've just put another folder. So I mean that if I put stroke the name of the folder, it will do what? It will open that folder. You can see this is the folder BD News, and it is empty, this one. So if I put here my index file, it will open that It will open that file. So with that much said, I'm going now to upload my website here. Okay, my new website in this space. So it is stroke BD News. So let us do that. I'll simply come to my hosting, to my localhost storage. So I'll come here to htdocs, Then this is our what? This is our website. It is stored here and inside BD News. Okay. So you can open it and remove unnecessary what? Unnecessary things that you don't want. Okay. You may remove unnecessary things that you don't want because it is the time now to upload it on what? On internet. For example, these assets. Let me see what I might not be wanting because it's still too heavy. Let me see. These assets, how heavy are they? They are what? I want to see their size. Okay, let me just see it manually. Right click and say properties. They are 17 MBs, not bad. Application 17 MBs. Assets, these assets are the one which are having a lot of junk. You see, they are around how many? They are around 73 MBs. Let me see what is useless there and I remove it. Okay, because it's now time to put on website. You see, oh, you remember when we were doing the website, the back end, we imported everything from what was the name of the other thing? Remember when we were doing the back end, we imported the other template. So I copied every asset. Okay, so all their media, I copied them and put them here. And I'm not interested in these medias, the demos, the logos, the what. I'm not interested in these files, so I can delete them. Okay, you see, all the logos are here. That of Medtronic. These are things of Medtronic. You see, the demos, these pictures. I'm not going to use them. You see, product pictures. These are the ones that we are using. They were in the Medtronic. Okay, they're in the Medtronic. If you still remember, Medtronic theme, Medtronic template. Sorry. So I am not interested in their media, so I don't need to put it on what? On my website. It can work even if you put it on there, but I don't want them. So I'm going to delete this media because I don't use it. You know that. So I'll delete that folder. Okay, it is deleted. Plugins, this it is you don't mess up with this one because these are CSS files that are making up the what? CSS file and JavaScript file that are making up with the what? That are making up our project. So we don't need to mess up with this. Or we can even delete those ones that we think that we are not using. For example, we don't use the maps, we don't use the calendars, we don't use the drag, we don't use the data tables. So you can delete those ones that you're not interested in. But me, I'll just leave these ones. I just delete the media because I was completely not using it. So let me check again my website, how heavy it is. I'll just right click and say properties. So I'm trying to clean the mess before I put on internet. It is now 54 MBs. You can still go ahead and delete redundant things that you are sure you're not using. So these 54 MBs for me, it is okay. So I'm going to upload them. I'm going to upload it. So I'll just open the folder. I'll select everything. Oh, I can also delete the what? The user guide. Oh, it's already deleted. But some of you are still having user guide. Delete it. Is it inside the application? No. It is always outside the application here in the CodeIgniter project. Some of you still have the user guide and they always send it to me. You should delete it. You don't need it. So I'll select all and then zip them, because if I put .zip, I'll add them to zip, because if you zip them, it will be simpler for you to do what, to upload them. Otherwise, if you can, it will be very hard for you to upload one file by one file. Okay, so you zip all of them and then upload the zip, and when it is on internet, you unzip it. You see, even when I zipped, it has reduced the what? The size. Let me show you. Before we zipped, they were heavy. They were 54 GB. But you see, when I zip them, how many are they now? How heavy are they now? They are 25 GB. So it has just reduced 50% of the size. I hope you understand that. So now we are going to upload our website. So I'm going to upload the website first. I'm going to upload the storage. Okay. So I first make sure that I navigate to the right folder, which is public HTML, which is this new folder that I've just created, BD News. Okay. Then I'm going to click on upload to upload. So they'll bring me this space. Okay. You can also upload using FTP. I'll show you how to do that. So I can now drag and drop this zipped file here. So to start processing, so if it is your first time domain, you don't need to create a subfolder, just put it on top inside the public HTML. Ladies, are you following? Ladies, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay. So it has successfully done what? Successfully uploaded. Now if I come here back to my project and I click on reload, I'll see this zip file that has uploaded. Now I have to unzip it. Now if I come here to my host, you see this link of my project. If I refresh, you see there is this project also with this zip file, but it is not opening it. Why? Because we don't have index.html or index.php, the default file to open. That's why it is like this. So let me unzip. To unzip, you can either right click or you just click on it and then click on what? On unzip, extract. Or you can right click and just say extract. So I'm going to extract them in this folder. Boom. So it has extracted everything. I have it on internet. So I can delete this one if I'm worried about space, but I don't mind. So you can delete this one because it's not important. So now let us come and refresh. So since we have the index file in this project here, so it means that this index file is the one that is going to open at this moment. And you know what? We have not uploaded the database, so we should expect the error for what? For the database. I refresh. The error for what? For the database. Why? We have not uploaded and connect with the what? With the database. So now part 2. How do you deal with database and how do you connect with database? So I'm going to do that. I hope you're following. Are we together so far? Anyone who is lost? Most are you following?
Yeah.
Anyone who is lost, guys?
Yeah.
Are you understanding? Husna? Husna?
Yeah.
You understanding?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hadi? Hadijat?
Yes.
You understand everything so far?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so now let me do what? Let us now create the what? The database and connect with the what? With the database, because we have just uploaded the files of our project. So to create a database, you come here to your host, to your cPanel, okay? And then you click on what? Or you go to the database section, and then you click on not php-admin. This one is later, but you click on what? On either MySQL database or MySQL wizard. So you click on the MySQL database, and then here we'll be able to create our what? To create our databases. Okay. So I'm going to create my database. I'm going to call it just like the same name of what? Of our project. Okay. So, but this database is always having the extension of your domain most of the time. So you can see here they're telling me my database will begin with this word to make it different from other databases of other companies. So let me paste here the name of my database, and then I say create a database. So this is going to create a database. I believe you know what it means by creating a database. So if I click there, you see my database was created successfully. And what's the name of the database? It is here. So I can copy it and put it aside. Okay, that's the name of my database. I go back. Now I have to create a user who will manage this database, because the database without a user, it is nothing. So let me create a user that will manage this database. So I'll come here to add my SQL add new user. So I click there and put the name of the company. I just use the same name of the project, almost same name. Password that I will use to log in the database. Remember, before we did not mind about the passwords. We were just having the database name and then the root on localhost, and then the password you never put there. But here the password matters. So I'm going to put the password that this user will use to log into what? To the database. So which password should I put there? Same name will not work. Okay, let me just put there. Let me put there like same name like this. I don't know whether it will be allowed. Okay, so I've just put like the same name. Okay, this is, let me name this one. This is database name database user. You see, database user, I use just the same name. Okay, and then password database user password. Okay, so if you keep these things, don't forget them. Why? Because they're the ones that you'll use to connect to your database. So I just use the same. Okay, just I use this one. Same. Then I say create what? Create user. So I have now created the what? I've now created the user. You see, and the user is just almost same as database, but you can use anything that you want. For the sake of security, you can use even something that is a little bit secure. Okay, you can use other names to make it secure for your projects. So after creating the database, that is step number 1. We created the database. Step number 2, created the user and gave him the password. Those are step number 2. Now step number 3, we have to add this user to the what? To the database. We have to add this user to this database. To do that, I just simply come here to this section, add user to database. So I select the user, which is this user, and I select the database, which is this database. So I already have my other database, but I'll just select the specific one and the users. And then I say add. So when I click on add, they'll ask me the privileges that I want this user to perform on this database. So if you want the user only to insert, or only to drop, or only to create, you can select the particular one that you want. But since it is just a single database, so I'm just going to say everything that you want, you should be able to use it. Then I say create changes. So I've added this user to this database. Okay, I hope steps are straightforward. Step number 1, I created the database. Step number 2, I create the user and the password. Step number 3, I added that user to this database. Is it clear? Fatumat, is it clear? Fatumat, are you there?
Yes, Muindo.
Is it clear?
I'm here. Yes, sir.
I hope you're following.
Yes.
Okay. So if you click on back, then it will show that we have created the database. Everything is now okay. So after doing that, you can now do what? We can now import the database, because we have our database offline. So to import the database, it's now the time you open the what? phpMyAdmin. phpMyAdmin, it is under the database also. Just click on phpMyAdmin and it will open. So this is the phpMyAdmin, online phpMyAdmin that is on internet. So it's exactly the same like that one is offline, but people don't know. They think that things online, they are complicated. So I'll just open this PD news. You can see our database has already been created. Can you see? It is already here. So if I click there, this is our database. Now it is the time to do what? To import the what? The database. So to import the database, of course, we have to first export the one which is offline. Okay, we export it and then we import it online. So to do that, I'll go to my localhost, the one that is offline, and then I go to phpMyAdmin. Remember, this is the one that is all offline. And then after going to phpMyAdmin, I go to the name of my project, BD News, the database of my project. I make sure that I click on it, okay, on the database itself, and then I export. Okay, so you just click on export. You can select some specific table that you want to export, Then to process, I'll just say go. Just leave it the way it is, MySQL, whatever. So this is the project. You can see it has been exported here. Why can't I see it? Okay, press Ctrl J. Okay, it is here, right? Oh, I cannot see it. Why? Let me close this folder. Okay, it is here, right? It is here. So, like the way I always tell you, this is just a bunch of SQL. Let me copy it and put on my desktop so that I can simply access it. It's just SQL, there are lines of SQLs. Let me open it and you see. They are nothing but lines of what? Of SQL. So I can copy these lines and paste them in my database, or I can import them. So there are two different ways how you can import the database. The first way, I can copy all these lines, or I can import them. So to import them, I'll first come to my database, online database. I've already showed you how to open it. Online PHP database. I already show you how to open it, which is here. What is it? It is here, right? This one. So which one should we use? You can run this SQL by simply clicking on what? On SQL and then say run. After clicking on the database, make sure to first select the red database and click there and paste this SQL there and run it. It will be okay. Another way, you can simply click on import. Click on import and then choose the file that you want to import. So it is here. I click on choose the file and then I save it on desktop. Where is it? It is called BD News. It is here. So I'll select it. You see, I've selected it. And then after I run it, by just simply clicking on go. So it is processing, it's going to upload and then executed. So success. When you see green, know that everything is what? Is successful. So if I click on what's in Uganda, we click there on BD News database, you can see our database has been what? Has been uploaded. Do you have any question so far on database uploading? Yes or no? Someone should respond. No question. Do you have? You guys are following? Guys, are you?
I are here now.
Yeah, respond. Oh, you're chatting. Yeah, you're laughing. That is true. Are you following, Husna? There's someone who is chatting here.
I'm following. Yeah, I'm chatting.
Okay, do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys are understanding for sure. Okay, so after importing the database, now it's the time to connect. Husna, Fatmata and Hadi, I hope you're understanding. So now time to because I'm not repeat these things. Now time to connect. So to connect database, I'll have to do what? To go to how we connect how we create the. It is a what? It is a CodeIgniter project. So I'll have to open the database file and put the right information. So how do you put it? I'll come to what? To application, configuration, and what? Database. So I'm going to edit this file of database. So right click on it and say edit. Please follow. We are going to finish. So this is the file, and you can even edit from internet straight away from there. So I'm going to go to where? To database. You see, host name, localhost, username, root. Now I'm going to change this one from root to this username, okay, of the database. Okay. Password of the database, same. Database name, it is same. that's it. I think we just need the username of the database, password of the database, and the database name. All they are same. Okay, so I just save. So after saving, I'll just come and refresh. Boom. So it is working. It's already on internet. As simple as that. So one more thing that we have to do is to set the, you see these things are not coming, it's to set the URL. I mean the URL, because you see it is still pointing at localhost. When I click on something, it takes me back to localhost. That's a very important thing. Why? Because the default URL is not set, the root URL. So to do that, you know where we set it from. We go to where? To config, and we edit the config file. And we go here where there's base URL. I remove it. I put the URL of my website, which is ugnews24, which is ugnews24.info stroke the name of my website, because the name of my website is just part of another website. Members, do you understand here? Heidi, do you understand? Hadijat? Heidi? You're speaking or while your microphone is closed, or you're not there? Hadi? Hadijat? So you save. After saving, so that's a very important part. You have to save here. So you can now come and refresh. Now see, even if I click here, even you see, even these icons have come now. Even if I click here, it's taking me to the home page. So that's how I click on the post. Everything is beautiful. So I've just uploaded my website on what? On internet that we created together from scratch. Let me try to see how to look like on the mobile phone. Inspect. Musa, you're not following. I want to watch again. So this is how to look like on the mobile phone. Okay, so that one is not, it is still a problem, it's still a bug there. So I'm going to show you how to fix those problems while it is on internet. So if I click here on home, I'm taken home. So you see how it looks like on mobile phone. Let me inspect, and I put so you see how it looks like on Samsung, how it looks like on what? On Pixel phone, how it looks like on what? On iPhone. So that's how we upload a what? A website on internet, and it's really responsive. Let me try to open it on my mobile phone. What's the time that we're remaining with? Because I want to also show you the FTP. Seriously? 9 minutes? I think I'll add you more time. So let me show you, let me see how it looks like on my mobile phone. I think we'll add some more time. Let me see how it looks like on my mobile phone. So that's how we upload websites, or how we upload PHP projects on internet. I want to see how it looks like on physical device. PD. Processing. Boom. It looks great. I've just closed it again. Okay, so it looks better, though it is still having some issues with, yeah, it looks okay. You see, let me first disable this background thing. You cannot see it. So you see, I don't know whether it is clear, but you can see that's how it looked like on my physical mobile phone. Can you see? Respond, ladies.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can even visit from anywhere in the world now. See, let me refresh. Let me open a single post. You can visit from anywhere in the world. You see, very fast. So I've made a news website of PHP from scratch by myself. So what have you made also? So let us see. Finish our today's class by looking at one more thing, FTP. There's a baby who wants to cry here. Okay, you're going to look at FTP. Now, how can we manage the website that is already hosted? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes break and then we'll come back and we'll look at FTP in less than 20 minutes.
We have 9 minutes left to the class to finish.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Come back what?
Come back and finish. Just go and rest for 5 minutes and come back for 30 minutes. 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes. Yeah.
Don't we have another class again?
We'll have it, but it will be just for other things.
No, let's just finish with this 6 minutes. We have something else to do.
What something else do you have?
What's something else?
Eh?
We have to classes. So everybody has assignment and some other stuff.
It's up to you, baby. You're the bosses. Okay. So FTP will enable us to connect our websites. I wanted to exploit it, but it's just an extra bonus. Okay, but if you don't want, no problem. You learn it by yourself. Okay, so FTP will help us to manage the hosted websites. Like you see how I changed these files. It was a little bit hectic because what if it is too much than this? It will be so hectic. It will be hectic. This is just a bonus, remember. So if you reject the bonus, I'll not force you. So
How is it bonus?
it's the bonus. It's not part of the syllabus that I gave you. Now,
How is it a bonus?
so FTP will help us to manage the already hosted website. If I don't want to manage, for example, see, I wanted to edit this file, I had to open it while it is on internet, and it is hard to edit this file. Okay, and what if I have other new files to create? I have other files to upload, to edit, to delete. It will be so hectic to be managing them. Okay, so FTP enables us to connect to our servers. Okay, and then after connecting to them, we can manage them while we are offline. So to connect to use FTP, we have different softwares that we use that can help us to connect to online FTP. So among those softwares, we have what we call FileZilla. FileZilla is a software that we use for FTP. We have another okay, let me just show you. Let's just search FTP softwares. Okay, so you'll see here 6 best FTP softwares in 2020. So there are so many. We have this one, FTP clients. Where is it? Where are they? Okay, number 1, WinSPC, WinSCP. This is number 1. So far it is the one trending. I have another one, CyberDuck. It's on for Mac and whatever, and Windows. This will have Transmit. We have Free FTP. We have FileZilla. Oh, FileZilla was leading in back the time, but right now it is now among the last ones. And this one. So we are going to use FTP client. I mean WinSPC, WinSCP to connect to our FTP. Like I told you, the use of FTP is just as simple as is to connect to our to our hosting space, so you can manage it like we can manage it simply. So I don't know whether it is having a version for Mac. I don't know. I don't think, because for Windows, But if you don't have that, you have WinSPC. I mean FileDAC. FileDAC is for Mac, so you can use it in case you have Mac laptop. WinDAC. It is also having straightforward steps like the one that you're going to use here. I don't have Mac, so you can just simply download it from here. WinSPC, just search download WinSPC, you will see it. So I have my WinSPC here. Me already installed it. So installing it is simple. You just open the download and click next to do what? WinSCP. Yeah, the name always confuse me. CPC whatever. So I'm going to open the WinSPC SCP. So WinSCP, then it will open. There how it is, you see, it will make it like you're just accessing your offline files. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect to my to my hosting. Okay, I'm going to show you how to connect to your hosting using WinSPC. First of all, you have to create your FTP account. But when you create an FTP account, automatically when you purchase a hosting, they send you the FTP account, the default FTP account, the username and password that you can use to log in. But for now, I'm going to show you how you can create another one. They send it to you on your email, and that's the most powerful. So I'll just simply come here and click. Where did I click? I click on File Manager. You click on FTP accounts. You can see here, and then you can add a new FTP, or you can provoke other FTPs that are already there. So let me create here a new FTP. I'll give it a username. Let me call it Hadi. And I can limit, for example, assume that you're using this FTP by many people and you want to limit them. So you can limit them using here. You can limit them to particular folder or particular domain. But for me, I'm going to keep it just at all the domains. Okay. So I give this FTP a password. Okay. I'll keep it Hadi. The password is too weak. Okay, let me put Hadi 123. Hadi 123. Okay, Hadi 123. So after doing that, you can even generate the password if you want, but I'll keep it that. I don't know whether it is allowed yet. I don't know. It must be strong. 4. Why the password strength must be less? 5. Oh, 1 2 3 4 I don't know why they're rejecting it. Okay, let me put my normal password. So I put my own password. Time is over. So those who want to go, you can go. You will watch the video. I'm going to finish. So I put what? I put the password. After putting the password, I can limit. Now see here, you can limit this user where they should stop from here. If you want to create maybe a specific folder, you can create this FTP. It's just like a storage. But for me, I'll delete this. Just leave it empty. Why? Because if you do this, if you leave here a name, to be limited to that particular folder. So leave it empty. Okay. So it is unlimited space. So I'm going to use unlimited space here on this. Okay, give it a name, password, and then delete everything that is here, and then create. Unless you want to limit the user from to be accessing a particular folder, you can even limit them to access specific to specific storage.
Example, IoT FTP. That one we are only accessing like some portion of this database.
Yeah. So they can limit from here. So if you want make it to create for your school, for whatever, you can create the FTP, and here you can put the password. This is where you put the passwords. You can create a password for teachers, and then you limit the teachers to some specific folders from here. But for IoT, it is hosted within IoT, but here it is hosted online. So you can do the same thing. So you create FTP account, it will process. So it has been created, and the username is Hadi. So let us now log in. Okay, so if you click here on config, they'll show you how you can log in. So let me log in. You can also as well log in using your what? Using your IP. It doesn't matter whether you have a domain or not. You can as well use this IP. You know, IoT IP also, we always use IP. So if you don't have the domain, you can use IP. For the FTP, doesn't matter whether you have the domain or not. So let me log in using IP. So I'll come here and click on what? On new session. Okay, click on log or click just on new session and say click on new site, then say FTP. I hope you're seeing. And then as I'm putting FTP, I'll put the host name. So here, so I'll put the link. Then paste here the username and the password. Okay. So I'm going to copy this this IP of my hosting. I'll copy it and just paste it here on the host name here. I hope it is understandable. Okay, then I'll save. Did we understand here? Respond. Don't be angry at your teacher, guys. So this the site name. I can give this name that can make me and remember. Simply, it can be any name. Okay, then I say okay, so I can just say okay, then it will be created. Then if you see, it is now here, added to Gene74, it is here. So I want to connect, so I click on connect, login. Password, I did not save it. It always disturbs sometimes. I think this is not working for Hadi. Did I put the correct password? Okay. Access denied. Okay, so let me log in with the one that I used to purchase the domain. So it is here. So I just simply click on login. So you see, it is connecting. When you purchase your hosting, they'll send you the FTP account that is powerful, that cannot be rejected. But when you create a new account, they're always prone to rejection. Okay, so now you can see. Can you see? Now I can access my hosting from offline. You see, all my file manager, like the way it is here, the whole of it, beginning from root. Here, the whole of this, I can access it on internet. For example, you see our project is inside public HTML. So if you click on public HTML, the file of public HTML will be displayed down here. Very important, members. Then I'm going to click on BD News. You see, BD News is here down. So assume that I want to edit this index file. So I just double click on it. This index file will open in my text editor. You can as well set this text editor from the settings, like which text editor should be opened by default. So mine I set Sublime Text. So assume that I want to die here by just saying maybe good morning Hadi. So you see, I want when someone just visits my website, on top on the HTML, it should die with good morning Hadi. So it's going to when I click on save, this file will be automatically saved from my on my website automatically. So this is the default index. Let us go to our website. So it is UG News 24. Okay, it is here, right? BD News. Let me remove this. Now if I refresh, you can see the index has been updated by just using this FTP. It will connect us to our server and we'll be able to access all the files that are on our server, but you should be connected to internet. So once we save, or we change and modify and save, it will be able to do what? To update those files on internet straight away. So let me undo this and I save. So if I come and refresh again, you see it is now showing again exactly the way it showed. Okay, so from next class we start from there, and we'll have the conclusion of maybe this course. I'll show you how you can manage these files, how to create how to create new files and folder, and then the rest. So what you should do what you want. Just go and purchase a hosting like this. If you have one, just go and practice, and make sure that you finish also your other parts of the project, and make sure at least by the next class your project should be online. By the next class everyone's project should be online. If you don't do it, I will not push you. You're mature people, all of you. You're above 18. So have a good night to all of you.